Hi everyone, this is going to be a fun little sketchbook look through, or it's not really a tour, I don't know what you call this, but I finished this book and I've actually got some extra stuff in here. Sometimes I tear these pages out or pull them out. You don't really tear them, but I like this mixed media pad and I get this at Walmart. It's not expensive at all and it's a good size. It's 11 by 14 and I paint on this with acrylic paint and it holds up really well. So let's just go through. I thought it would be fun. It's been a while since I've done a video and I took a little break over the summer, so I thought it would be fun to just kind of get back into the swing of things by looking back through all the things that I've done kind of recently. So this was just some swatches of paint that I put together for a tutorial for my creative community. There's a little sketch in charcoal where I was planning this painting or something similar to it here. And if you see, a lot of them are going to be torn out or pulled out because you can just kind of pull it out and stick it back in if you want to. And that's what I end up doing most of the time. And here's another one. I was doing some kitchen themes with some herbs, and that was part of my creative community studio session time that I had with them. And I also did some sketching of just different herbs to see what those shapes are. I also did this, which didn't turn out very well, so I decided not to do that. This is where I was practicing with different colors to try to get a copper pot color. And I kind of settled on the cadmium orange with some burnt sienna and some white, and I added a little bit of blue in there to make it look like that the oxidized parts. This was from back when I did, I think this was either in April or May when I did the Art of Letting Go workshop and we painted this. So if you were part of that, you saw me paint that then. These are just some angels that I did. This was a tutorial in the creative community, my painting membership. We did strawberries. You're going to see another one of these as I keep flipping through because I did one and then I did it again for the tutorial. This was part of the Art of Letting Go workshop. This was also part of that workshop. The workshop's not available anymore to purchase, but if you are a member of my creative community, you have access to it, and the membership is available. This was another thing that we did in the Art of Letting Go, and this was a live session that I did in the Art of Letting Go. I really like this one a lot. I may put that aside and put it in a frame just to have for myself. I really like the way these flowers turned out. I'm gonna put it aside. Let's see. This one, I don't remember what I was doing, just maybe some practice for this one. I may have done a Facebook Live, I don't remember. This one was a tutorial for my creative community. It was also one of those studio session nights. I do those once a month where I'm just here in my studio and I'm painting something that I may be working on for a project or just for fun, and they get to watch me complete the whole process. Okay, this one was last year, I think, when I did the Beautiful Bouquet Challenge. I believe that's what that one was. This one is when I was practicing some birds, and we did those in the creative community also, but this was my practice piece. This is a landscape that I don't remember doing. Sometimes that happens. I look back through my sketchbooks and I find things that I forgot that I painted. Okay, I remember this because I was practicing what would happen if. So I was thinking about cool and warm colors and thinking about the background colors for paintings, and it was like a test that I was doing for myself. What would happen if it was a warm flower on a warm background versus a warm flower on a cool background? And I just played with a lot of different ideas. Some more color swatching. This was part of a tutorial that I did back in February, I believe, when we did the love letters. So that was on my Facebook page. This is a painting that I practiced playing around with just to see what would happen, just for my own, just for fun. This one is a tutorial that you can get for free on my website, artbyamandahilburn.com. And when you get to the website, up at the top, there's a little button that says get a free tutorial, and I'll teach you how to paint this exact painting I painted in less than 15 minutes. Here's another version of sunflowers that I was playing with background ideas. So there's like a little bit of pink in the background here. I really like that. This was the love letters tutorial we did. That's also in the membership. This one was just some tropical fruit ideas that I was working on at one point, and then we turned it into a tutorial. Most of these are tutorials. I didn't think there were going to be that many, but this one's in the membership also. This was some practice that I did. There's another YouTube video you can find that shows you kind of more in slow motion how to do some of the petal work in the sunflower. This was something I just did for fun, playing around with different flowers. This one was an abstract that I tried. I don't usually do abstracts. This was a lot of fun, but it was hard. I don't know why painting in an abstract way is hard for me, but I like the way it turned out. This was part of a tutorial that I did with these. Let me grab one. These cute little ducks. So we painted the ducks in the membership. And I did an example of how you could paint a frame. More practice. This was with some flowers and just practicing green, mixing green. And here's that other strawberry. I told you there'll be another one. I didn't finish this one. I was playing with this and it just didn't get finished. I lost interest in it, I guess. This one, there's a YouTube video where you can watch me paint this whole painting. This was the inspiration for that workshop that I did several months ago called The Art of Letting Go. So just a loose floral that I did, another very loose floral that I did, just playing, practicing. Some daffodils and some chinoiserie. This one, I was also working on some loose flowers just to see what would happen. There is a YouTube video where I'm painting this one, just playing around with some more fruit. This one was lemons. And I was also playing with greens, just colors to see what I could mix up. These are flowers that we painted in the Art of Letting Go workshop when I used a palette knife for some of it, and then I used a brush and the palette knife for some of it, and we mixed up some pinks just to get some just some ideas of what happens when you mix different pinks. And we also did this in the creative community. This was part of the lesson where I was painting all of those herbs, the first few pages in here. This is my sailboat that I do not like. I don't like painting things that you have to have straight lines and this is just playing around practice. This one is a tutorial that is going on right now in my creative community. When I say that, well, all of them are still going on because you can watch them anytime, anything from the past, but this is the current, most recent tutorial. We paint this teapot and all these flowers that are in there, and you can find access to the membership on my website also. This one was one that I did for fun, just to practice painting flowers. There's another one. This one we did in the creative community also, or they watched while I did it in one of those lessons where you're just kind of a spectator and you can ask me questions as I'm going along. This one was one I just did for fun for myself, because sometimes you need to do that. This is also this month in the creative community. We're painting teacups and the teapot with the flowers, and then I just have some notes here of what colors I use to remind myself. This is a recent floral that I did, and I used some more fall-like muted colors to try to fit in with an art call from my licensing agency. I did this one recently too. I think I actually did a short time lapse of this. I don't remember if I posted it here on my YouTube channel or if it's on Facebook, but I was trying to do like some tulips, and these are little daffodils. I really like that one right there. That one's cute. Okay, and this one is most recent. I did some pumpkins, and I was experimenting with making the background look a little more oil painting like, more traditional. And I did the same on this one. This was my most recent painting. I just did this yesterday as I'm recording this video today, and it gave me a little trouble. I had to cover up a few things, start over in a few areas, but I really like the way it's turned out. So I hope that this will give you some inspiration, and maybe I like to watch other artists show some of their recent work or some of their practice work, just see what's in their sketchbooks, and usually that will inspire me to go and paint something myself. So if you would like to find out more information about my tutorials and lessons, you can find all of that over on artbyamandahilburn.com, and I will see you back here next time.